Hi, this is Emma Penrod here with TooeleTV, and we are speaking today with Bob Clegg, the president of the Settlement Canyon Irrigation Company, about the water level here at Settlement Canyon Reservoir behind us. This has been one of the driest years in state history, and water is in scarce supply. We are losing water pretty rapidly here in Tooele, and so how long are we going to be able to last with the amount we have left right now?
Well, we only have 21 feet of elevation left before we have an agreement to shut down so that the fish that are in the bottom of the reservoir have enough water that it's safe for them to overwinter. And so we only have 20 feet, and we've used 17 feet so far this year since we turned on the end of April. So in 2 months, we've lost 17 feet. We've got to conserve now, or it will be a really desperate situation towards the end of August because it'll be too hot. And we need everybody to conserve water the best they can, and keep their lawns alive, but don't expect that they can be really lush and green this year. If we get in a situation where we have to shut the reservoir off, the lawns are really going to be in a tough situation. So we want to get by the best we can and get into at least past the middle of September before we have to shut the water off. And hopefully the end of September would be the best that we could hope to do in a year like this, because it's in the drought situation that we're experiencing.
Right, and normally you would shut down in about October, right? Yes,
we usually like to go to the second Saturday in October before we shut down the water for the year. But we just have to monitor it week by week and see how we're doing when we get towards the end of the season.
And a lot of the reason for this is because of the lack of snowfall this year, right?
Yes.
Tell us about what happened with the snow this year.
It was really a dry winter. We didn't have hardly any snow in the fall, and had a little bit in the coldest months, but as an average, we only had about 52% of snowpack in our mountains. And so, we're half of what normal would be. And we have to act like it's half of what normal is and not, adjust our irrigating to fit what water we have on hand, because once it's gone, it's just gone. There's nothing to supplement. When the snowpack melted, nothing ran down the canyon at all. It just all was absorbed into the ground because of how dry the soil was. And even though we had 52% moisture, the state journal that I saw said that our soil moisture content was 23%. So I don't know how you have half the normal snowfall, but you only have a fourth of the soil moisture.
Right.
That's average, so you're really 75% low.
Right, because when your soil moisture, that's how much water's in the soil already, and you have to get to 100% before you get runoff, right?
That's correct.
Right. So normally we would be about here on this line,
yes,
on this tab here, if this reservoir were full, right?
That's correct. We're standing almost at the spill level right here.
Okay. And so where was this at the beginning of the year when you opened in April?
It was we spill at 60.5 feet, and we were standing at 55 feet when we put the water in the distribution lines. It was at 55 feet.
And what are we at now?
We're at 38 feet. So we've lost 17 feet in 2 months.
And so what can residents of Tooele, do to try to conserve water and make what's left last through the end of the summer?
They need to cut back their watering. We would like it if they only watered their turf grass lawns twice a week. And the best way would be to go out and use a straight-sided can and put it around different places in their lawn and see how much they're getting with the number of minutes that they're watering. And if they did that, then they'd know how much water was actually being applied to their lawns.
And what about like time of day watering too? Should we be watering at 2 in the afternoon?
No, we definitely shouldn't water during the heat of the day.
Mm-hmm.
The state people say that we should really not water between 10 and 5 in the afternoon in the heat of the day, because we lose so much to evaporation.
Mm-hmm.
The sprinklers spray kind of small droplets, and they evaporate faster than a solid mass of water would. Mm-hmm. And so it's very important that we water in the evening and in the early morning before it's hot. So no watering between 10 and 5, and that would be the best way to. That would be another way to conserve water.
Right. And if you aren't able to convince customers to conserve water, what kind of consequences are we looking at? How soon could the reservoir have to shut down?
If we go on how we've been going, it won't last through mid-August. Mm-hmm. We'll have to shut down in the middle of August, and we still have hot weather clear until pretty much the 20th of September, mm-hmm. and sometimes beyond. So it's in the shareholders and everybody's interest to voluntarily cut back and keep their lawns alive, but don't expect them to be really bright and green and lush. Mm-hmm. Because if we get in the situation where we have to shut down, they won't get any water, and it'll be really hot, and their grass, it might not kill it in those 6 weeks, but it'll come close to killing it, mm-hmm. killing their turf grass, to not get any water through the heat.
Mm-hmm. And your customers, they use the irrigation water outdoors on their lawns and gardens, but are these tips apply also to people who are using city water as well? Are there resources that in the city where people could go if they have questions about their watering schedule, or if they want someone to come look at their sprinklers and see if they could be improved?
Yes. In the irrigation company, we're willing to go help people calculate how much water they're using, and the numbers in the phone book. But I could tell you what the number is. It's 435-833-9606, mm-hmm. and we have a Facebook page, for Settlement Canyon Irrigation, and people can go on there. There's sometimes things posted on there about that, and I don't know if Tooele City offers anything, but we're willing to consult with people, because it's good for our whole community when we manage our water resources wisely, and so it's just the right thing to do to conserve water.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you.